My name is Clifford, delighted to be your facilitator this afternoon. Our fourth session is Why Choose NUS for PhD Graduate Studies. And I'm pleased to share with you some information about our next speaker. She's Associate Professor Caroline Lee, Vice Dean, Outreach and Admissions, NUS Graduate School. She specializes in cancer genomics and machine learning, holds a PhD from Baylor College of Medicine, and has completed postdoctoral training at the National Cancer Institute. She has held positions and roles at Johns Hopkins and Stanford, has over 130 publications, and has received several Research Excellence Awards. In this session, she will highlight PhD and graduate education at NUS, covering available programs, scholarships, and career opportunities. Learn how promising PhD research can achieve commercial success, and explore the resources and support NUS offers for advancing your academic and professional journey. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to warmly welcome Associate Professor Lee.
Thank you, Clifford. Good afternoon, all of you. So maybe I would like to start by sharing a little video from NUS Graduate School. Can we have our slides? Enjoy the video first.
Filled with constant technological and intellectual development, global challenges and uncertainty are causing change at a pace unprecedented in history. To keep up with the modern world, the way in which we educate students is likewise evolving. At the National University of Singapore, we are creating a new generation of PhD graduates, a graduate prepared for the future, a graduate able to address issues through global lens.
National University of Singapore is consistently ranked among the top 3 universities in Asia. We embrace talent from all over the globe. We only recruit faculty members from the very best university in the world. They are very passionate about teaching, research, and mentoring their students. In fact, our top researchers see their students as true collaborators.
NUS offers cross-disciplinary, integrative PhD programs right in the heart of Asia. Students have the flexibility of taking courses across a wide range of faculties and institutes.
Being around students and faculty from diverse backgrounds is a good opportunity to challenge your existing notions on how the world around you works and should work.
At NUS, we celebrate a culture of excellence. We provide first-rate infrastructure to enable you to conduct cutting-edge research. Our primary goal is to help you thrive and be the very best you can be.
So one thing that was nice during my PhD at CQT was the ability to travel to other countries and work with researchers there. So I spent quite a lot of time traveling back to Europe, but to Spain, where I did a lot of work with some collaborators at a university in Barcelona.
NUS is a global, top-tier university with lots of opportunities to collaborate with renowned researchers anywhere in the world. You are sure to find a team here, among the great panel of research groups that matches your research interest and personality.
The Singapore government is very committed to research. In fact, the amount of funding provided by the government has grown exponentially over the years.
run a research group in infection and immunity. What we actually do is really to understand immune responses of the important viral diseases, not just in Singapore but the region and also global.
So what I'm doing now at Entropica Labs actually combines scientific research as well as the management skills that you need as a startup co-founder and CTO.
Our PhD programs are highly regarded around the world. When you graduate, you'll be able to get a great job in academia or industry.
Our alumni are the thought leaders of tomorrow. They are experts beyond their own field, tackling problems across borders and disciplines.
So during my PhD research at CQT, I learned how to do problem solving. So taking a problem, breaking it down, understanding how to solve it. So that problem solving skill set carries over very well from science and engineering to business in terms of strategizing, building a team, working with customers to get things done.
I think getting a PhD from NUS was actually the passport to do many things.
Come and join us. We look forward to welcoming you at NUS soon.
Shaping the next generation of innovative scholars. This is the NUS PhD.
Okay, can we have the next slide? Okay, thank you very much. I hope you have been inspired. Let me share with you a little bit about NUS PhD, but before that, I think many of us know that we are living in this very fast evolving world landscape. We have just survived through COVID-19 pandemic, and now there is another revolution, which is the AI, large language models revolution that changes the way we teach, the way we learn. And so with all this changing thing, you realize that change is actually the only constant in your life. And our ability to be able to adapt to this change will determine how successful you are in life. So should we respond to change? This is one book that was recommended to me when I first joined NUS, Who Moved My Cheese? It's a very simple book about 4 different characters. We have the Ham. Ham was a guy who was very reluctant to let go of the past. It's not fair. You know, I've been doing this all the time. Why change? And then we have the Haw, the Ham and the Haw. The Haw was hesitating at first to take the first step, but after he took the first step, he realized that he can find new cheese. Because if you say it's not fair, there's no more cheese, or the cheese is old, it's not going to help. And then we have the Sniff. These other 2 characters are just mice, okay? This Sniff is able to anticipate change in early, but very slow to move. And then finally, we have Clary, who is so excited to move to new change, but move too fast. Okay, so what can we learn about this? How do we respond to change? One thing I learned in this book that I read is that we need to first acknowledge change, that the cheese has moved. We have to move on. Second of all, we need to be able to anticipate change. We don't want to wait till the cheese has moved and then we move. So the third thing is we need to be able to monitor, just like Sniff. We need to be able to monitor, to smell the cheese and see whether it has become old, smells bad. And finally, we need to be able to change, move with the change, and to enjoy change. And I hope that all of you thinking about doing higher studies will follow these few steps and enjoy the change in your life. Okay? So how should we respond to change? We need to change from a fixed mindset to a growth or change mindset. And in this, what we can do is the important thing is to build a broad-based foundation, which I think many of you have. And you have to dive into something that you are passionate about. It is this that can carry you if you go to PhD and so forth. And then, although you may be diving deep into it, you need to be able to remain flexible and learn from other disciplines, because to solve today's world's problem, as you see in the video, is not a single discipline can solve the problem. And finally, you need to continuously learn. And I think this whole event is for us to encourage all of you to continuously learn. Okay? So I think many of you are here because you are at the crossroads of your life wondering what you should do. Should you continue to work because you need more money, because you enjoy working, because you think that you can learn while working? Or, I'm not going to say which is correct, okay? Or you just want to take a break. Money not an issue. You like to reevaluate and re-strategize your life's goal. Or you want to, I think many of you are considering you want to study. Money can be an issue or not an issue. Those of you thinking of PhD, I'm going to tell you all the opportunities that you can have. And you want to this will give you a potential to get better prospects, to be able to go deeper in the field of your interest. Okay, so then you're wondering, should I do a certificate course or a diploma course or master's or PhD? How do I do that? Let me try to differentiate the different types of pathways. For certificate, it is usually short duration. You are learning specific skills. Usually you have flexible schedule. The main aim is for you to enhance your skill and knowledge or to explore new fields. For example, you want to move. I've talked to many people who want to move from philosophy to science. But you cannot just jump and do a higher degree there. So you need these certificates to show that you have competence in it. Okay? But they are of limited depth and limited recognition. Then you go to diploma, but diploma is slightly more comprehensive than certificates. But it's still getting entry-level positions. It is a stepping stone for you to get higher degree, less weight than masters. Okay? Then I think many of you here may be considering between masters and PhD. What is the difference between masters and PhD? Masters, the main aim is to advance your subject knowledge. That means you want to go deep, you want to be specialized in the field that you're interested. And we are training you for competence and clearly for employability. So at the end of your master's, you'll be awarded completion of study to tell the world that you have mastered this field of professional practice. PhD, on the other hand, is totally different. What is PhD then? PhD is when you desire to create new knowledge in the field. Okay? You want to offer novel solutions to the world's problems. And you are doing independent research. Nobody is going to be up there to tell you this. We have nothing to follow. You are supposed to break new fields. So, what carries you through PhD? It is passion for the field, because you will not survive if you just want to be employed. I must tell you, many of us PhD do not earn as much as people with masters or lower. Okay, those people earn a lot more money, but we are happier people because we are doing what we like. Okay, so this is the biggest difference. You are not awarded for completion. There's no completion of study. So you can see, if you go to the US, which I was from, PhD can be 7-8 years and so forth. It is more for your scholarly contributions, your scholarly achievements. So I hope at this point you understand. And then, now I'm going to tell you why you should consider explore graduate education opportunities here at NUS and in Singapore. So many of you are Singaporeans. I will go through very fast. Some of you may know some of these bite-sized things some of you may not. We are a very small country, a city-state. We are the second most densely populated country, and we are multiracial. Because of that, all of us speak English, okay? The other thing is that we are the top 5 most highly ranked countries in educational outcomes. So we are doing something correct. And we are 34th most livable country in the world, although it's getting more expensive, but we're still a livable country in the world. Okay, what are global rankings? Globally, Singapore does very well. We are first in economic freedom, first most forward-thinking country, second in innovation, second safest country in the world, 4th in global competitiveness, 6th most technologically advanced country, and 6th most least corrupt countries. So coming to Singapore, for those of you online, coming to Singapore is a good step for you to do. Now we consider, why do you want to consider NUS? Okay, basically, NUS ranked very, very high globally. We are first in Asia, and we broke the top 10 globally. We are now 8th globally, and we are also the 8th most employable. Our graduates are 8th most employable. We are 10th most international in the world, and we are trying our very best to be even more international. Okay, we are Asian, yet we are international. And importantly, we are top 10 in the world for at least 19 different subjects, as you can see, in engineering, in science, in humanities, in business, as well as in computer science. In computer science, we have been top 10 for many, many years. And we have, when we say we are Asian yet global, we have a lot. This 21 is a little bit low. It's more than 21 now, with many NUS Overseas College, or what we call entrepreneurial hubs. Okay, and now that you know a little bit about NUS, let's consider, why should you pursue graduate studies at NUS? Okay, so we are a comprehensive, research-intensive university in the world, and we have a diverse array of programs. We have 13,000 graduate students, of which around 4,000 are PhD students. And we have more than 174 different graduate programs, diplomas, and 60 doctoral programs. Wow, how do you know which program to take? And we have many different scholarships. So we are going to go into the website and show you how you, because we have so many programs, how do you find the program that's suited for you? Okay, now you go to our website and you click on programs. When you click on programs, please, programs, first one. Okay, you click on the programs. We have developed a easy to search thing. You can search either by qualification type. When you click on qualification, you can search whether you want to be a doctor, master's, or whatever program, or area of interest, or the faculty. You want science faculty, computing faculty, whatever it is. And commitment, that means you want a full-time, part-time, or you only want to find programs with scholarships, and so forth. Or you can just do a search. Let's say I'm interested in artificial intelligence. Maybe can you just type artificial intelligence? Okay, apply philosophy first. Remove this. Okay, so when you type artificial intelligence, whoops, spelling wrong. Okay, so when you type this, and then you find that, whoops, that's their program. So this is a very smart search. We have just created it. We have created it for programs, for scholarships. We are in the process of creating for searching for because we have so many thesis advisors, we have also created that. But it is not up yet. You look forward to it in a few months. Okay, now let's go back to the slides. Can we go back to the slides? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we have more than 6,700 faculties. Again, very difficult to find. We are going to create a site for you to find those that are qualified to mentor PhD students. And they come from the hill from at least 66 different countries. That's why we are Asian yet global. The next thing that we have is that our PhD alumni are not just local. They work in at least 64 different countries. So what is the vision of NUS Graduate School. And NUS Graduate School was actually born during COVID. And to kind of, previously, all the graduate program are individually in their faculty. So now we have a central office here to coordinate all the graduate programs. So we would like to give you a one-stop place. Go to our website. It is a one-stop. And you can, from our website, go to the programs that is relevant, because we will link you to the programs that's relevant. Okay, our vision is to nurture the next generation of innovative scholars, thought leaders, and game changers who are equipped with both deep disciplinary expertise as well as broad interdisciplinary perspective. I'm going to explain this a little bit later. So what is our mission? The mission is to attract the world's best. If you think you're the world's best, come to us. We want to provide our graduate students with the best educational experience, best research environment and mentorship, as well as a best caring support network, so that we can produce the next generation of innovative scholars, thought leaders, and game changers. So what is our proposition? So NUS, we do this by doing three things. We care, we prepare, we dare, we care, we dare, and we prepare you. Let me go through one at a time. What do we mean by how do we care? We care by providing new graduate students with a buddy system. Not all programs have buddy systems, but we are trying to encourage every program to have, but many programs already have buddy systems so that you can integrate into the NUS easily, especially for our foreign friends. You can learn more about Singapore, so if you have a buddy system to help you to integrate well. And along the way, you may face challenges. We have we have a very strong student welfare program, and it is led now by a psychiatrist, Dr. Cyrus Ho. So I think we do care about your total well-being. And to make sure, for those of you in the sciences, you do have to go into labs. And you know that sometimes when you just read about the lab, it's very different from when you enter the lab. So to help you to find the best fit lab, we have what we call, in many programs, not all programs again, we are encouraging more programs to do that, to have lab rotations so that you'll be able to find your best fit lab. And all programs will have thesis advisory committee to ensure that you only don't just listen to your supervisor, but a whole panel of experts to help you with your research. They meet you regularly, at least once a semester. And finally, we provide you with networking opportunities as well, so that you can be well connected. Networking opportunities within your program, within the department, within the faculty, and within the whole of NUS, as well as outside NUS, within Singapore, and overseas. And I'm going to tell you what are we doing. We also dare to provide you with world-class infrastructure. Those of you who visit NUS would know that we have world-class infrastructure with eminent thesis advisors. As you can see from the video, most of our thesis advisors hail from very, very good labs. And trailblazing research, as well as global connections. These are some of our infrastructures that we have, and our thesis advisors have won many, many awards. And they are company founders and all this. And to solve today's problems, we have interconnections so that you can do trailblazing research and not research on one thing at a time. So how do we provide you with opportunities for you to network and connect globally? We have we do support students for international conferences. We also have we have programs like the ARIA programs for you to go and attach yourself for a period of maybe 3 months to 6 months in an overseas lab. And the other thing is there are some joint degree programs, but importantly, there is also global internship when you are near the end of your PhD journey and you would like to have an internship, especially if you think of going into industry, that's what you can do, okay? We also prepare you to become, I think many of you think that getting a PhD means you want to be professors, but things have changed. We have to move with the change. We not only prepare you to be professors, we also provide like I say, we also would like to prepare you to be innovators, to be thought leaders, as well as to be game changers. We provide the environment. How do we prepare you? We do it by providing you with a conducive and caring research environment, as we described, and excellent eminent thesis advisors, and thoughtful, flexible coursework modules that go into depth in your field of research. That is the modules of the field of a PhD research. But as you can see, today's world, you need interdisciplinary. We will give you an interdisciplinary perspective. How do we do that? So in addition to depth, you're supposed to take some breadth courses, 2 interdisciplinary courses. We will teach you, we feel that academic communication is very important, so this is a compulsory course. Ethics, we would like to produce ethical scientists, ethical researchers, ethical academics. Okay, so these are the compulsory courses. And to help you to be innovators, there is this competitive program which is called the Graduate Research Innovation Program. Let's say, for example, during your PhD research, you come up with something that is commercializable. You can compete in this program. This is our flagship innovation program that will be able to transform your world-class research that you do in the lab to high-growth, deep-tech startups. Our target audience are both PhD students and any researchers within NUS. Okay? What is this program? If you successfully compete for this program, we will provide you with mentorship who are experienced commercial champions. They will guide you, and they will guide you to help you to start, develop, and grow what we call investable deep tech startups. And there will be prototype support from NUS to help you make your minimal viable product. And because none of us are both business as well as technical, you will have a co-founder match because NUS is a comprehensive university. And finally, we put our money where our mouth is. We will give you 50,000 first. NUS will invest 50,000 in your product, and if you meet certain milestones, you get another 50,000. We want you to succeed. Okay, so far we have 11 runs that's completed. We have 167 teams of this. We grew 475 innovators, and in addition to the 100,000 that NUS give, these innovators have attracted more than $60 million in external funding. Okay, so what are the career prospects of an NUS PhD? 49% still remains in academia. I think things are going to change with time. 27% are in industry, 21% are in government, and they are working in many, many different countries, as I showed before. So let me share with you a little bit about our PhD programs. There are many pathways to do PhD in NUS. You start with a bachelor's degree, and then normally you can go into a master's. So usually in Singapore, it's 1 to 2 years master's program. And after that, you proceed from your master's to a PhD, which is around 4 to 5 years. However, in NUS, if you have excellent bachelor's degree, you can directly apply for a PhD program. So you must have excellent and then at midpoint, you do a PQE. And if you pass your PQE, you carry on your PhD journey. Those who fail, depending on the programs, you may be awarded a master's, so long as you pass the causal component and a little bit of research. However, those of you go through the master's, if you are exceptional, you can, after 1 month or so, after 1 month or 2 months of a master's, you can do your PQE and get an accelerated PhD. So there are several different pathways that you can go through. Okay, so let me give you an overview of PhD at NUS. It's a 4 to 5 year program. There is lab rotations in many programs, not in all. So you have to find out. This is to help you to find the best fit lab. There are coursework requirements. There is what we call the Graduate Assistance Program. This is to help you to build your CV, because most of you want to be academic, right? So we give you teaching opportunities. You want to be leaders, you can organize symposiums and so forth. These count to what we call the Graduate Assistant Program. And then We also have a PQE, which is a PhD qualifying exams, and finally you do your PhD research and you write a thesis and you defend your thesis. It's a very, very simple PhD program. So who are our target audience? Our target audience are global. And we are looking for people who are trailblazing, who are exceptionally talented, with an aptitude for innovative, high-caliber PhD research. Someone who thinks big, who wants to make a difference in the world. What's the eligibility? Again, it differs from different programs. I think you can go to the different programs to find about it. But all programs, you are looking for people with top honors from your university. And I know many people are asking GRE. GRE is strongly encouraged. Later, I'm going to show you the criteria, and you will understand better, okay? And for people from non-English speaking universities, you need to take TOEFL to show us that you're competent enough in the language to be able to do a PhD. So our evaluation is not based on getting good grades alone or having very high GRE scores, but ours is a holistic thing. The more you have, the better it is, okay? So what we look at your academic scores. If you have GRE, we look at your GRE. So suggestion, if your academic scores not very good, but you're very talented, you may show that, hey, my GRE scores are very strong. That means, I'm just not an exam taker, but I'm very smart. So you decide for yourself. Referees' reports are very important. And referees' report, please do not ask your friend to do it. Do not ask your relative to write your referee's report. Do not even ask the postdoc in your lab to do it. Ask the professor, because we believe the professor can give, because they are bound, they can give a unbiased referee's report, and their referee report will be heavily weighted compared to a postdoc in your lab and so forth. And remember, don't just call somebody that is not your direct supervisor. If you're doing any research in the lab, ask that direct supervisor to write the report, okay? The weightage are different. And you can show research excellence. For example, you have publications, there's a research excellence. You have awards. Any kind of awards to show that you can do research, you're academically smart, even people who have Olympiad awards, you can show that. Any kind of major academic awards. Please do not tell us that you are the best swimmer, you won the swimming Olympiad. We don't count that, okay? And your statement of purpose. Why do you? Because PhD journey is long. It has valleys of death, I'm going to tell you that, and many people will give up. So we need to know the reason why you want to do a PhD, not for any trivial reasons. Okay, some programs don't have, most premium programs will want to ask you, because we want to make sure, because we are investing a lot of money in you, we want to make sure that you really have passion in research. And the other thing is a research proposal. Many programs, especially again the premium program, will ask you for a research proposal. This research proposal is not to make sure that what you're going to do in your PhD, but to test whether you can think academically, whether you can look at the literature and identify what are the gaps of knowledge and identify solutions. It may not be practical and all this because you are quite inexperienced will help you, but at least we are looking more at your thinking skills. So don't go to your potential supervisor and write a thesis, write a research proposal based on, because we are not testing him for the PhD. We are trying to test you. So this is, so if you are asked to provide, make sure you do that. We are looking for people with passion for research, passion for PhD. And if there is interview performance do matter the most. So some hints about interviews, please do not prepare a script and read from the script, because we know. Don't ask ChatGPT or whatever to give the answers. We will know, okay? So make sure be natural, That's why we have that, because I think the research statements and all this now, large language models can do that. During interviews, what are we testing? We are testing your subject knowledge, whether you can identify gaps of knowledge in the field, and so forth, okay? So there are many different scholarships in NUS. I think we'll go to the scholarship page. We go to the scholarship page again. Let's look at data, maybe something, you see, again, like the programs page, scholarship, please. Second one, yeah. In the scholarship page, you can see what type of scholarship, whether master's, PhD. Just to let you know, all PhD students, if you qualify, you'll have scholarship. Master's program, no. Very few programs of masters have, okay? But PhD, there is definitely. So you can look at the different what kind of programs that's associated and so forth. So go into our website, visit our website. Regularly, we are going to update the website. And at least for these two things, finding your programs, finding scholarship, so that from the scholarship, you know what program to apply. From the programs, you know what scholarship to apply. So these are the things. Can we have the yeah. So there are actually 4 different categories of scholarship at NUS. We have the normal NUS Research Scholarship, that's faculty hosted, again, PhD. I'm going to elaborate later. Then we have what we call the President Fellowship, President Graduate Fellowship. This you cannot apply for the PGF. You must be, say for example, you have very good CV, and your faculty will nominate you for the PGF, okay? You cannot apply, but you can nominate. However, if you are interested in interdisciplinary research, so next one, you're interested you can apply directly to the Integrative Science and Engineering program. You must show evidence that you are interdisciplinary and you will benefit from an interdisciplinary type of PhD. In that case, you must also be premium, because this is a premium scholarship. You can apply for the ISAP, and if you apply for the ISAP, you automatically qualify for the PGF. So the only time you can apply is through the ISAP, and these are for people who are interdisciplinary. Okay, and then we have many field-specific scholarships. You realize that some of these field-specific scholarships, especially in the computing field, you have better stipend than even the PGF, okay? So now, let me very quickly go through the thing. The normal research fellowship is pretty good. It's up to 3,500. After you pass your PQE, you get an increment. There's no bond, full tuition fee thing. And depending on whether you're Singaporeans, international, whether in science or social sciences, there is some difference in your stipend. Okay, these are faculty hosted. You must have at least undergrad with at least a second-class APAS, and we strongly recommend GRE. But like I say, it is a holistic evaluation. You don't have, it's up to you. But for those who are not from English-speaking universities, you need a TOEFL to show evidence that you can qualify. Then we have the PGF. Faculties will nominate applicants for PGF. Your monthly stipend is very high, up to 5,000. And in addition, we give you an incentive award. This up to 5,000 is inclusive. And we also give you a one-time 4,800 one-time award that you can use to go for conferences and for many other things. Or if your lab can support you for conferences, then you can use this money for other purposes. Okay, there's no bond, and if you're international students, you get a settling allowance and a one-time travel, and this is the thing. And the criteria is not just, you need exemplary academic record, and you need to show strong evidence of research potential to be a future leader in the field based on your strength. You must have strong ethical characters, and GRE again is a holistic evaluation. The other program that I like to talk about is the Science and Engineering program for PhD students who are interested in interdisciplinary thing, and you don't really belong to any faculty. your research spans 2 faculties. This is where we have this program to cater to these individuals. Again, you are awarded like the PGF. So everything about ISAP is the same as PGF. So in this program, you can apply directly. Okay, we are looking for those who are interested in interdisciplinary research. You cannot just say, I'm interested. You need to show evidence before you can get to, because the premium program, there is a high bar to it. You need to show exemplary record, GRE way for this. And you can see we have many, many different top scholarships, and you just go to our website, you can search for all these things, and all the details are in the website, okay? So you'll be wondering, is the amount of stipend we give you enough? Okay, there is this website that you can go into, cost of living website, and I will just putting the generic. So accommodation, if you're staying in NUS, you pay a lot less, so you pay at the lower end. You are a scholar, PhD scholar, you don't have to pay medical because we cover you medically. If we are trying our very best, and I think this year and last year we achieved all first-year international students who want to stay on campus can stay on campus, PhD only, okay, not masters. Okay, so you can stay on campus. Now your transport is nearly zero, except for during weekends you want to go places, right? Then food, if you live on campus, your food cost is cheap because on campus, food is cheaper than outside. And clothing and then communications is, if those of you know, Simba is only $10 per month. It's not $78. So this is overestimation. So you can see whatever we give is definitely enough for your and you can save quite a bit. Okay. So with this, I'd like to thank you, and please come and join us.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Lee. May I invite you to take your seats over there? We've got a very short Q&A session. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for a Q&A session. It'll probably go on for about 10 minutes, and it will be conducted via Poll EV. For those of you who are right here and our virtual participants, please kindly scan the QR code displayed on the screen to submit your questions. For our on-site participants, that is all of you, you can use the microphones placed at the center aisle to pose your questions to Associate Professor Lee. Okay, ma'am, we've got the first question. Is the first 2 years of the PhD program equivalent to a master's research?
Kind of, yes. It is equivalent, but it depends. If you do master's by research, it doesn't automatically mean that you can shorten your PhD. Okay, the reason is because most people who goes, especially for Masters of Research, okay? I'm not talking about Masters of coursework. Except for the Faculty of Social Science, faculty, the FASS faculty, the STEM faculty, most of those who have to do Masters in Research are those who cannot qualify for PhD. Understand. And because of that, it doesn't mean that you can you can do it short. Yeah.
Understand. The next question, I'm an international applicant. Is it better or consider higher chances to get selected for the MSc program if I start from GC first?
Kind of, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes. What qualifications do you need in order to go from bachelor's to PhD?
So from bachelor's to PhD, you need to have very strong academic and show some evidence of research excellence, for example, in awards or this. So right now, if for the premium program, probably even you must have at least a first class, or even first class is not good enough because there are quite a few first class. But for those normal programs, I think second upper should be what. But still, again, it is very competitive. In many programs, it's number of applicants versus number of spaces, because all these, we fund every PhD student. So it's a competition.
Thank you. Do you provide career guidance to open other pathways and or help students establish academic connections in other institutions outside of Singapore?
Oh, definitely. We have, so we have this center for future graduates that will help you in your career journey.
But for those, like I was telling you, we do provide you with opportunities to link, to network overseas through different programs, through international conferences, through research attachment in reputable labs. Must be reputable labs. So you work with your supervisor to find a reputable lab. You can spend up to 6 months in that lab, so long as it does not impact on your ability to graduate your PhD at NUS. So we do provide a lot of opportunities for you to network, and yeah, so there is opportunities for that.
Thank you. Should we apply for the scholarships separately, or will students be rewarded or awarded once upon acceptance?
So basically, you just have to apply directly to the program. And if you, let's say for example, you apply to a faculty program for PhD, if you are good enough, you get your scholarship. So you don't apply scholarship, but then there are certain programs that you can apply, you have to apply for their scholarship. For example, AISG or something like that. You have to apply for that specialty program. So, but for the normal NUS PhD programs, when you apply, if you qualify, you get the scholarship. But the caveat is, say for example, you are working with a thesis advisor that is willing to pay for your stipend, then you can apply without scholarship. So within the form, they'll ask you want to apply for the scholarship or not. It's true or not? Yeah.
Okay. I've got quite a long question here. So is it possible to do a PhD in NUS and another university, bracket, example, collaboration with another faculty member in another university to facilitate site-specific research and or leverage on different university strengths, close bracket? How common is this over the years, especially across countries?
Okay, so we do have joint degree programs, but they are not very common. So we have closed down quite a few joint degree programs, but we have students from NUS that spends, I know of students from that have a degree in NUS, but spends at least 1 to 2 years overseas. Yeah, so there is possibility, but it's usually a single degree and not a joint degree. Yeah. For double degree, again, all these have to be worked at the level, and you can go to our programs, you'll find there are some joint degree, there are some double degree programs, okay? So you can search for those. You can apply for those. They have very different criteria. So for example, we used to have one with, I think, Karolinska, but the problem with Karolinska is slightly more challenging because NUS, we take in students that are BSc. In Karolinska, you need to have a master's before you can do a PhD. And because of this mismatch, we have to negotiate certain things that maybe after their PQE, we consider them masters before they can go. So there are nuances because different programs have different. So it's easier to have a single degree, but you are free to work in other things if you. So the key criteria is to make sure that your thesis is cohesive, not too disjointed thesis, that then you cannot graduate with it. And the second thing is your main thesis advisor is agreeable, and you apply for that. You can be considered on a case-by-case basis.
Right. Another question here, are there possibilities of part-time PhD at NUS, specifically in the area of computing field or integrated disciplines? Okay, so the first one, are there possibilities of part-time PhD at NUS? This person is asking specifically in the area of computing field or integrated computing field.
Oh, computing, yeah. Okay.
Or integrated disciplines.
I think later we're going to have the computing people there. You can ask them directly. It is possible. We have students who do part-time PhD. They'll take slightly longer, but it's possible. But if you talk about specifically computing, I think after this we're going to have a discussion.
Yeah. Thank you. Are there students who upgrade from master by research to PhD students eligible for the mentioned scholarships?
Definitely, there are students who upgrade from masters by research to PhD, but please be aware, if you have received a scholarship for your masters, you cannot double dip. So that means if you spend 2 years for masters, we can only fund you for your 2 years of PhD, even if your PhD takes 4 years. So there is no double dipping, and that is the Ministry of Education rule.
I just want to pause. Any questions from the floor before I... Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Professor Lee. Thank you so much for the presentation itself. I had a question regarding the PhD economics. So I'm interested in applying in that field. And you said that GRE has like important role, especially to showcase your academic strengths. So I thought that, can I, for example, interchange it to the GMAT itself?
GRE used to be compulsory, but now we have kind of relaxed. It is just one of the things that so like I say, evidence of scholarly achievements, you can do GMAT or whatever, and they will be considered wholesomely. So,
okay, good.
Yeah.
Why I was asking, because like usually they say like GMAT is easier over GRE, etc. So I thought, is it better to take rather GRE compared to the GMAT, etc.? Or there is no difference?
It's up to you,
Okay.
because I'm not in the admissions committee for economics, and so I cannot say that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
but like I say, remember in NUS, we look at your CV wholesomely. Okay. The more evidence you can give, the better the stronger your CV is going to be.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions from the floor? Yes. Then after that, your turn.
So basically, I'm currently Singapore Management University postgraduate student pursuing masters in quantitative finance, and I plan to apply for a PhD soon. I recently applied for the PhD in SMU as well, just in case I'm going in. But for NUS, is it now that because of the GRE changes in GRE, do we expect that somewhere around, like let's say I score around 315 or 317 in the general test? And I understand some of my friends also got like some 310, 312. Is it not just the only requirements to get, is it like need 320 or more higher score in the general test you want to get in, or are there any other factors as well, even if they are strong in research or academic experiences?
Okay, so again, I would like to re-emphasize, we used to make GRE compulsory, but right now, GRE is not compulsory. But it is taken, if you have, it is taken into consideration. So I would say that if you have and your GRE score is not so good, please don't show it. Because our previous cutoff was 320. So if you have, but your scores is 310, you rather not show it because it can be a negative in your CV. So it's a double-edged sword.
But at least having like 315 or more in the GRE is also a really considered good result, and given a new format that because of the GRE changes.
I wouldn't say that. If you get 330 maybe, or 340, or 335, then you say, oh, I'm going to put it in. So you are at the borderline, because when we say that is the cutoff, that is the minimum last time we require. So those with slightly less, we may consider you if you have very strong, like I say, again, we are considering wholesome. If, let's say, for example, your GRE score is not very good, but your academic score, you're 4.9, and for example, the other thing is that you have 10 papers in impact factor of 10 and above, then we will close one eye about the GRE. So it is a wholesome evaluation.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, sir. Final question from the lady, ma'am.
Hello, Professor. I have done Masters in Business Administration and my CGPA was 9.2 out of 10. And now I want to pursue PhD in Organizational Behavior stream. So I went through the NUS website. I found that it is present, this stream is present. Then I went and I searched for the list of professors with whom I can apply. But particularly for this stream, organizational behavior, I couldn't find any mentor mentioned in the list of faculty. So are there any mentors over there under whom I can apply for this stream?
So go to, our mentors, our thesis advisor page is not up. Once it's up, I think hopefully in 1-2 months' time, maybe a little bit late. Once it's up, you can search on our website for the field that you're interested in. I think there is this AIDF, right? This institute that have the Institute of Asian Institute of Finance, right? Digital finance. You may want to look at their website. Yeah.
Okay.
But right now I cannot remember.
Okay.
Well, we have so many programs that.
Yes.
Yeah, I can remember those programs that my field of specialty, but not those that are not in my field of specialty. Sorry.
Okay, because this stream is present, I can apply.
Yeah, definitely. So you may want to write to them and ask them whether they take, even if you have not found. So a lot of times you are encouraging people, come here first, go do lab rotations so that you will be able to identify one best fit lab for yourself.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, due to the time, we've come to the end of the QA session. Thank you very much, Associate Professor Lee. Shall we give her a round of applause, please? Thank you.